Namaste everyone. In today's video, we're going to focus on Muni Patanjali's Yoga Sutra 4.25. Now in this particular Yoga Sutra, Muni Patanjali is introducing us to a concept called Vishesha Darshan, which means a particular special ability to see things in a certain way that only comes about in a later stage of Nirbija Samadhi or Dharma Megha Samadhi. So let's take a good look at the sutra, start breaking it up word by word to understand the meanings, and then take a deeper look at thematically what the sutra is trying to tell us. So the sutra itself goes, Vishesha Darshin Atma Bhava Bhavana Vinivrittihi. Alright, so this is the sutra itself. Now let's start understanding what exactly it's trying to convey and what each of the words mean. So the first word over here is Vishesha Darshin. Now what this essentially means is Vishesha is special and Darshin over here is the ability to see, so the person that is seeing something in a very special way. That's Vishesha Darshin. Now coming to the next word, we have Atma Bhava. So, Atma is essentially something that belongs to oneself, mine, right? Atma. And Bhava is the sense of, belonging that we might have. So here we have a very deep sense of something belonging to the self. And that is Atma Bhava. Now, coming to the next word, we have Bhavana. Bhavana means feeling, and Bhavana is a very common word. It's used pretty often even in the Hindi language, which refers to Bhavana. And then coming to the next word, we have Vinivrittihi. Now this is a compound word because Vi refers to Vishesha or particular, and Nivritti means cessation or an end. So an end towards a certain type or particular specialized vrittis. So this is what the sutra is saying in terms of all of the words. But now let's take a good look at what does it mean as a whole. So essentially what the sutra is trying to tell us is that there is a tendency for somebody that has Vishesha Darshan over a period of time will soon start to see the difference between the Purusha, the Chitta, and he or she will get a differentiated, very specialized way of being. This will help them to not have so much Atma Bhav with things that are not relevant. So that allows him or her to stay unattached in a very deep way, and also to continuously remember that what really belongs to the self and what is not the self. So that gives a very clear distinction. When I read the sutra for the first time, I often thought of it as it's like an X-ray vision, right? When you wear X-ray vision glasses, you can see very clearly the bone structures, you see an X-ray vision of a person. So this sutra is saying the Vishesha Darshan is kind of like that. It's like you've worn these X-ray vision goggles and now you're being able to see what exactly is Purusha Tattva, what is Prakriti, what is the self, what is not the self, what is going to stay, what is going to go away. So a lot of things like that keep on happening, and that is how we understand this particular sutra and the Vishesha Darshan that comes with it. Now, a few important points to pay attention to within the sutra is that this Vishesha Darshan is said to develop most strongly when one has accomplished Dharma Megha Samadhi, which we're going to talk about in Sutra 4.29. But essentially, Dharma Megha Samadhi is really the pinnacle of the Samadhi process. And so you can imagine Vishesha Darshan comes only after that. However, in the case of Nirbija Samadhi, sometimes there are glimpses of this tendency to, have this X-ray vision and Vishesha Darshan and not create this Atma Bhav with anything and everything. So that also happens a little bit in Nirbija Samadhi, but it's not as strong or as well defined as the Vishesha Darshan of the Dharma Megha Samadhi. Now, how do we understand this at a very basic level, and what is the sutra trying to say? So at a very, very basic level, think about it this way. When we talk about our bodies as well, we say my body, my hand, my leg. It's very difficult. We have a very strong sense of ownership, belonging over our personal self. On the other hand, when we talk about external things like my house, my garden, my street, etc., it's quite external, and therefore there's a very easy to distinguish difference between these two things. Like, my car is obviously not me. I know there's a difference between me and my car. But when it's about me, myself, it's very difficult to say what is the transitory self versus the permanent self, or the self that gets carried forward. And this is really important, because what tends to happen is we're looking at the self and we're saying, I am very strongly associated with my body, and therefore when the body goes, I will go too. And that then creates a little bit of a false illusion, at least according to these concepts, because all of these philosophies believe in rebirth, believe in the karmashaya, believe in the karmas getting carried forward lifetime after lifetime. So in that case, therefore, ownership, such strong ownership over deeper parts of ourself could hamper us from ever getting out of the cycle of birth and death. Therefore, it says, once you have Vishesha Darshin, you're so sharp about what is you, what is not you, that it's easy for your chitta to become at the level of the Purusha, and now to gain its Dharma Megha Samadhi. So it is a really long process in that sense, but it takes time. But when it does happen in Dharma Megha Samadhi, you are very close now to the highest pinnacle of Samadhi and X-ray special vision like Vishesha Darshan. So that is what the sutra is trying to communicate. I'm aware that as we go deeper and deeper towards the end of the Yoga Sutra, sutras are becoming a little more abstract and a little more difficult to understand. But my recommendation would be, watch this video again and again if you need to. Watch some of the previous videos to refresh your concepts, and then come back, because it takes a while for these concepts to sink in. Sometimes you might hear this like one time, and then 2-3 years later the realization of it will dawn on you. So don't be worried if not everything is going in right now. Just try to absorb as much as you can, and then come back to it. Let your mind sit with it, let it ruminate in your mind, and then let it flower and blossom as a realization within you as well. So that's all I have to say for the Sutra 4.25. I'd like to thank you for staying till the very end of this video, and we'd love to see you now in a future class, course or workshop, the links for which are in the description. And in our classes, of course, we go into much more greater detail and depth about all of these practices. And if that's something you are interested in, we would absolutely love to see you in class. Apart from that, of course, we have the like button, the share button, the comment option where you can leave your thoughts, interact with us on this platform, and we'd love to see what you have to say. And also, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you get notified every time we release a new video. Apart from that, we look forward to seeing you in the next class. Until then, take care, keep practicing, and we're gonna see you very soon. Namaste.